People often wonder what makes the top 1% so different, and the truth is their thinking patterns. They don't waste time on temporary distractions. Instead, they focus on building skills and cultivating habits that multiply over time. Every small choice is filtered through long-term vision. They know exactly how today's effort shapes tomorrow's destiny effectively. Most people chase instant gratification, but the top 1% train their minds to delay rewards and stay disciplined. They view problems as opportunities for innovation. Every challenge is a hidden chance to grow stronger and expand inner resilience. When others complain about obstacles, they practice calm reflection, finding creative solutions where frustration blocks the average mind completely. They design mornings with intention, protecting their first hours for deep work, clarity, and planning instead of chaotic distractions. Reading is sacred to them. They devour books and knowledge daily because they understand new ideas unlock unlimited future potential. They avoid negative environments, carefully choosing people around them because influence is contagious, shaping beliefs, emotions, and overall decisions unconsciously. Financially, they think differently, not asking what something costs, but rather asking how it can generate exponential returns eventually. Instead of saving money fearfully, they invest wisely in assets, systems, and networks that keep creating value while sleeping. They measure progress daily, not waiting for external validation, because true confidence is born from inner accountability and consistent actions. Where others seek shortcuts, they practice patience. Knowing mastery requires years of deliberate effort, not quick hacks or easy solutions. They talk less and listen more, absorbing perspectives deeply, because understanding people creates leverage in every negotiation or relationship. Risk for them is calculated, never reckless, because they measure probabilities, plan contingencies, and then move forward with courage. Comfort zones are seen as dangerous prisons, so they keep stretching boundaries, embracing discomfort as a signal of personal growth. When failure hits, they don't identify with it. Instead, they analyze, extract lessons, and move forward with even sharper focus. They operate with routines that look boring to outsiders, but these structures save energy and build compounding productivity over decades. Every night they reflect, asking themselves what worked, what didn't, and how tomorrow can be lived with sharper clarity. Slowly, this thinking transforms into identity, and once identity aligns with excellence, success becomes inevitable rather than occasional accident. The top 1% live intentionally, crafting each day like an architect, shaping experiences that align with their bigger vision. They understand energy is their most valuable currency, so they protect it fiercely by sleeping well, exercising daily, and eating consciously. Instead of chasing external motivation, they build internal systems, because true drive comes from structure, habits, and consistent, purposeful repetition. Their calendars aren't filled with random noise, but with focused blocks of work, reflection, networking, and deliberate skill sharpening. They understand compounding applies beyond money. Every minute invested in knowledge, relationships, and health compounds into extraordinary long-term outcomes. They know average people overestimate what can be achieved quickly, but underestimate what can be built patiently across consistent decades. Their conversations are strategic, not gossip-filled. Every dialogue aims to exchange value, ideas, insights, or meaningful opportunities for growth. They reject victim mentality, refusing to blame circumstances. Instead, they accept responsibility, Knowing power exists only when accountability is embraced. Where most people dwell on fears, they visualize successful outcomes vividly, creating neural blueprints that pull them toward confident execution. They embrace solitude as fuel for creativity, using silence to think deeply, sharpen focus, and connect with their truest direction. The top 1% do not seek balance blindly. They seek alignment, ensuring their goals match values, passion, and contribution. They understand wealth is not just money. It is freedom, health, fulfillment, impact, and the ability to uplift others generously. Their gratitude practice keeps them grounded, preventing arrogance, because they know abundance flows more strongly when appreciation becomes a daily discipline. They set goals that scare them slightly, because fear signals growth, and every courageous step builds resilience for greater challenges. They avoid comparing themselves destructively. Instead, they compete only with yesterday's version, measuring progress by self-improvement rather than external noise. Technology for them is a tool, not a distraction. They leverage it to scale productivity, networks, and opportunities exponentially faster. Their mornings start with clarity, their afternoons with execution, and their nights with reflection, creating a cycle of perpetual progress. They never stop learning, adapting quickly when the world shifts, because survival belongs to the most adaptable, not the strongest. They understand legacy outlives achievement, so they think generationally, planting seeds that continue to grow long after they are gone. Ultimately, their thinking is disciplined, intentional, and expansive, allowing them to live lives that most only dream about achieving. The top 1% value time more than money, because money lost can be regained, but wasted time is gone forever. Instead of multitasking, they master deep work, entering flow states where hours feel like minutes, and productivity multiplies effortlessly with consistency. They understand saying yes to everything means saying no to excellence, so they protect priorities and decline distractions gracefully but firmly. They delegate tasks that drain them, choosing instead to focus only on high-leverage actions where their strengths create maximum impact. The top 1% value emotional intelligence equally to intelligence quotient, because influence, persuasion, and leadership require understanding human psychology deeply. They practice self-awareness, constantly observing thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, because without awareness, no real growth or change is ever possible. Instead of reacting impulsively, they pause, reflect, and respond with clarity, creating outcomes shaped by intention rather than uncontrolled emotional outbursts. Their communication is precise, each word carefully chosen, because they know language creates perception, perception drives trust, and trust builds influence. They manage stress not by avoidance, but by reframing pressure as a signal of growth, sharpening themselves through controlled challenges. Failure for them is simply feedback, guiding them toward better strategies, because no great achievement exists without countless hidden experiments beforehand. They cultivate patience with relentless action, moving daily while trusting the process, never letting temporary delays destroy long-term vision. Every opportunity is analyzed through risk and reward. They ask what could go wrong, but also what extraordinary outcome could arise. They network with intention, building circles of ambitious minds, because proximity to excellence pulls them higher than working alone ever could. Gratitude and ambition coexist in them. They appreciate the present while still pushing forward, creating fulfillment without losing hunger for growth. They prioritize health as a non-negotiable because a tired, unhealthy body cannot carry the weight of great dreams sustainably forever. Their investments are diversified, not just in financial markets, but also in learning, relationships, and experiences that compound into abundance. They constantly question assumptions, challenging old beliefs, because evolution requires courage to unlearn what no longer serves progress or possibility anymore. They live with intention each moment, aligning daily actions with their vision, ensuring consistency turns ordinary routines into extraordinary outcomes. Ultimately, the top 1% think expansively, strategically, and deliberately, creating lives that appear magical to others but are consciously built. Instead of fearing change, the top 1% embrace it as opportunity, because transformation always begins at the edge of comfort zones and certainty. They measure progress not by external applause, but by internal growth, daily improvement, and how closely actions align with long-term vision. Their habits are intentional, small yet powerful, compounding quietly over years into extraordinary advantages that appear effortless to the casual observer. They manage distractions like masters, using technology, routines, and discipline to ensure nothing unimportant steals energy, focus, or precious decision-making capacity unnecessarily. Failure never defines them. Instead, it teaches lessons, strengthens resolve, and provides invaluable feedback on what must be improved for next attempts. They prioritize thinking clearly over thinking quickly, slowing down decisions to evaluate risks, outcomes, and alignment with their strategic life direction carefully. They avoid toxic comparisons, focusing only on personal progress, because competing with others creates anxiety, while competing with self builds strength intentionally. Their mornings are sacred, filled with reflection, visualization, exercise, and strategic planning, creating momentum that naturally carries them throughout the demanding day. They understand leverage exists everywhere, whether time, money, or relationships, and they use it deliberately to multiply results without unnecessary exhaustion or stress. They think generationally, not instantaneously, investing energy, resources, and knowledge in ways that will benefit themselves, family, and communities far into future. They cultivate resilience through practice, mindset, and deliberate exposure to challenges, because adversity strengthens character and prepares them for unpredictable life circumstances efficiently. Their decisions are guided by clarity, not emotion, because consistent mental discipline allows them to act rationally, strategically, and with confidence under pressure. They read, reflect, and write daily, capturing insights, refining thoughts, and translating knowledge into action that produces measurable growth over time consistently. Gratitude, focus, and purpose define their inner world, shaping outer reality so that everything they touch multiplies value, opportunity, and meaningful influence naturally. They embrace patience as a superpower, knowing extraordinary results require time, effort, and unwavering commitment rather than impulsive attempts at quick success. They constantly refine themselves, unlearning inefficiencies, discarding bad habits, and replacing outdated beliefs with strategies that expand potential, creativity, and influence continuously. Ultimately, thinking like the top 1% is a choice, a disciplined practice, and a way of life that produces undeniable, lasting excellence.